Alright, so, I don't know what's gonna happen anymore. They gotta try to investigate. How do you investigate when the bodies are missing?
Let's see.
So since 2 people have been killed, there's no possibility of any more.
Perhaps.
You knew that from the beginning, didn't you, Bikuya? Which means you knew Toko was never in danger. I still meant it when I said we'd be better off without her, though.
In other words...
Anyway, with that in mind, we can now relax and search for the 2 missing bodies. The 2 missing bodies. 2 people have been killed and their bodies have been hidden. The only one with an alibi, the only one who could have done it is Hiro. But is he really the killer? And what about Kyoko? If she's not involved, where does she go?
What?
Hey, Makoto, what's the matter? Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Whatever. We need to find those bodies, or our little narrative here can't move forward.
So then...
Very well, then let us split up and begin searching. But... There's no need to be afraid. No more murders will take place during this case.
Because, I mean...
I know that. I mean, I think I do, but...
Hina.
If you're still nervous, I'll come with you.
Huh?
Okay, thank you. No need to thank me. Now let's get moving. Yell out if you find anything. Byakuya left the equipment room, followed by the others. I have to try and find the 2 missing bodies. I wanted to check out the tracks. The blood tracks. She's still fucking here. That Taka's entire body has disappeared, leaving behind nothing but a blood stain. A tarp? I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. I got a coin, though. When Toko is Toko, she has a fear of blood. I don't think we have to worry about anyone else dying, so I'll leave her alone. Another one of the hammers. It's made of wood, even bigger than the others. Justice Hammer 4. Is this all the work of that suspicious individual? So they're made of wood. Big, heavy-ass wooden hammers. Okay. So where do I start looking? Alright. Whoa! Screwed up. Check the art room. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to check every room till we find something. Oh, look who's here.
Damn.
We need to search for the bodies that have disappeared. What happens after that?
Huh?
Where could the 2 dead bodies have disappeared to? Huh? The door's locked. Why is it locked? That door's never been locked before, and all of a sudden it is? That's weird. Check out the rec room again. Well, there's nothing in here at all, right? Nope, I don't see anything new. Okay. Whoa! Makoto!
Come on.
Why are you just standing there? We need to get to the repository. Huh, you mean?
Indeed.
I found them. Hifumi and Taka's bodies have both been hidden in the repository.
Goodbye.
I've already told Hina and Sakura we'll go on ahead. Their bodies were in the repository? That's why I tried to open it, was locked. Are the bodies here somewhere? Up ahead is the repository. The doorknob turned. I guess it unlocked. I have no choice but to go inside. I guess it magically unlocked. I saw. Who the hell moved Tofumi? He weighs 1,000,000 pounds. The 2 bodies that had disappeared were right there. The smell of blood made me gag. What I saw before my eyes was unquestionable, unavoidable, unwavering reality. And then I heard the announcement for a second time.
A body has been discovered. After a certain amount of time, which you may use however you like, the class trial will begin.
And so here we are.
It's
Without-
the Monokuma file!
Yep, without further ado, let me give you all the next Monokuma file. I was going to hand them out when you found the bodies the first time, but I thought something might happen.
What?
It was really hard to resist, but turns out I was right.
Stop talking.
Just hand it over already.
Punishment is waiting for you.
Now make sure to investigate with all of your mental might and prepare for the class trial.
See ya later!
Well then, now that we found the bodies, all that's left is to uncover the culprit.
What the heck?
Hold on. How can you be so calm? I mean, they're dead, you know.
That's terrible.
Dead, gone forever. They'll never come back. Awful. This is all just too awful. Hina suddenly burst into tears. She clutched at Hifumi's lifeless body. Who would do this? I just said that.
Why?
Why?
Large, wet tears fell from her eyes. The tears landed on Hifumi's cheeks. It is if this were some world of make-believe, that might have been when Hifumi opened his eyes. But this wasn't a movie. Aww. When you cry upon a dweeb, blood will... What the fuck? What? This wasn't...
He's alive again?
What?
Where am I?
What?
Cold. So cold. Is winter coming?
He didn't die?
Hifumi, wake up!
Huh? That's right. I remember now. Hope's Peak.
Come on, you gotta wake up!
I remember everything before I met you all. I met you all.
His memories are all blending together. He has nothing useful to offer us. The light.
It's
Ah.
reaching out to me
Uh-oh.
like the tail of a comet.
Hey, Hifumi! Who was it? Who attacked you? Who tried to kill you?
Who killed me? That's right. I remember their name. Yasu.
Huh?
Hiro.
Yasuhiro. His eyes closed, and they never opened again. So he said Yasuhiro killed him. Death for the second time. Absolute undeniable death. No matter how many more of Hina's tears splashed his face, there was no second miracle. Reality set in again. This isn't some stereotypical fantasy world. Tears can't restore a person's vitality.
Honestly.
You have no tears, do you? No blood in your veins, no calcium in your bones. At least you have your meat.
Stop talking.
You're just angry. Going out of his way to return just to leave us with those unnecessary dying words. Now this game has become exceedingly boring. He said Yasuhiro, right?
Then perhaps...
Yasuhiro Hagakure. That is the only person he could have been referring to.
So, in other words,
And with that, the case is solved. Assaulting people and even killing Taka and Hifumi, and then going so far as to hide their bodies? A criminal that hides his face behind a mask and uses a bunch of giant wooden hammers? Is that what Hiro is?
What is this?
If it's true, I can't forgive him. No way I could ever forgive him. By the way, do you guys notice? On the back wall of the repository, look. Half the hammers are now missing. See that? So that's the hammers that they use, and they use the paint in here to paint them to look like they said Justice Hammer. Huh. You killed two of our friends!
fine.
Anyway, it's about time we track down the culprit in our little life or death game here. Although this time it's not all that life or death, the trial will conclude without much trouble.
Indeed.
Yes, it does look that way. It's going to begin again. We have to go through this one more time. I have to accept it. I have no choice but to go through with this to make sure everyone survives. I just have to do it. So the investigation begins here. First, I better check the Monokuma file. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. That's it?
Very strange.
Yeah, it's pretty strange. We got way less information this time than before. That is no problem. After all, the events of this case unfolded before our very eyes. We should know more about what happened than the Monokuma file could anyway. Maybe.
Well,
There's something else that's bothering me. Someone else has been missing for quite a while. Are you talking about Kyoko?
perhaps.
Without a doubt, she has an alibi for when Celeste and Hifumi were attacked. But what if the killer wasn't acting alone? What if they had an accomplice? An accomplice? An accomplice? What are you doing here?
Monokuma appears!
Don't be rude. I'm here to answer your question. What question?
Yep.
You're talking about accomplices, right? I'm pretty sure I explained it before, didn't I? During the first class trial?
Speaking of which, I'd like to ask the bear, if there is an accomplice, do they also become blackened?
So you ask, and so I shall answer. Each murder is allowed to have an accomplice, but only the one who does the killing will get to graduate.
Right.
So in other words, two people can work together, but one of them has no chance of profiting from it.
Then there's no way anyone would work together, right?
In other words,
So basically, you can be an accomplice if you want, but there's no gratification in it.
So then.
So you're saying nobody worked together this time either?
hey,
Sorry, can't answer that. It would obstruct the free exchange of information between you guys. I just want to make sure you don't forget, no matter how much you might assist in a murder, only one blackened can graduate. An accomplice gets nothing.
So in other words,
Then we only need to figure out who that one blackened is that did the killing, right? Just like normal?
well,
Okay, let me take this opportunity to clarify the whole shebang. In this class trial, what you need to determine is
dream!
the one true blackened who devised the murder plot and put it into action. The true blackened? So just one person.
Well now,
That's enough for my explainifying. Now it's down to the final battle between all of you and the blackened. Good luck to all the contestants. So there can only be one blackened. An accomplice wouldn't benefit. Well, then I can't see any way that Kyoko would be connected to this case after all. You may be right. If that's true, then Kyoko, where are you?
However.
As long as she's not connected to the case, it doesn't matter. Let's get back to the investigation.
Indeed.
I have absolutely no doubt that Hiro is responsible. But for the time being, I suppose it can't hurt to further pursue information.
So,
You know, don't you think you could consider a certain someone a suspect just in case? I'm talking about the murderous fiend Genocide Jack.
what?
What? I'm offended. Yeah! You, when did you... I've been looking over all of you, Master. When I woke up, you were nowhere to be found. Anyway, you there, milk sack swimmer girl.
Huh?
Milk sack?
You gotta be kidding!
Why do I gotta be a suspect?
What the heck?
Well, I mean, you are a serial killer.
What?
So what? I'm like a special guest suspect every time? I have an alibi, you know. She's right about that. When we heard Hifumi scream, she was with me. And when the bodies disappeared, she was still lying unconscious in the equipment room. Plus, Taka's body aside, I can't imagine any way she would have been able to move Hifumi's body.
Yep.
Besides, I can calculate every move I make. I'm not gonna kill someone when everyone knows what I look like. They don't call me the murderous fiend for nothing.
What are you saying?
That's not the kind of thing you should be bragging about.
Let's see.
On another topic, should we post a guard by the bodies like before? We can't have them disappearing again.
So then.
Hina and I can handle that. You don't mind, do you, Hina? Sure, I'd be totally useless on the investigation anyway.
it's all clear now.
Then that's that. Let's begin. This whole thing is so strange. All but one of us has an alibi, so figuring out who did it would be obvious, right? But maybe it's just me, but I don't think it's going to be as straightforward as it seems. Monokuma file number 3 has been added to the truth bullets section of your handbook. So, like I said, the first clue we have here, as you can see, is the hammers are missing, so we know where the hammers came from. Someone painted them in here and then went off and attacked people with them, so, alright.